Mechanic.
Hey, everybody. Sorry about the delay, but we're going to have to go ahead and switch everybody around. So we have Atimus, Gordo over here, Spencer over here. So we'll go ahead and we'll put everybody's icons in the corners here. Me, I'm the referee, Rick, and we have Josh playing Cobb.
Hello.
Let's do that. Let's make this a little bit nicer. All right. So we are going to continue with our Traveler session, part 3, Night Caller. Ooh. Is everybody ready? Everybody ready?
I'm ready now. We're good.
We're good. Spencer had to eat, so we'll blame him.
Yeah, blame me, everybody.
You gotta eat, man. You gotta eat. So let's see. Everybody can hear everybody. Check. Somebody say check. Okay, good. All right.
Sounds good.
All right, yeah, just play around with it, using a Steam Deck. So I'm making sure everything works here. So last we left off, we had left Atlantis, done a somewhat of an underwater tunnel drive, which took several hours in order to endure. You ended up coming up into an area where there was some form of like elevator doors. You ended up finally figuring out how to open them up, and you decided to enter in. It led up into a new area where it was kind of like a what did I say it was? A specific name for it. Anyways, like an auditorium kind of thing area where it was half open, but there was another door that you had reached and decided to. Now, were you left at the door there? Is that where we left us?
I think you left us at we're just ascending on the platform.
Ascending on the platform. There we go. So, the elevator, as you assume it is, from the motion, is ascending. And finally stops. The doors come apart and you feel a rush of air. It feels like, you smell kind of the sea, and it's dark. But you kind of get an idea up front of, we see ferns, trees. You see kind of like a walkway up moving forwards from this area. And just complete darkness, really. On the edge, like you can see peering between the fronds and the trees and the plant life, you can see, what looks to be maybe some lights, but as stuff is kind of flowing in front of it, it's kind of really tricking your eyes. It is fairly dark out.
Well, guys, I
end up.
I think there's just one way to go here. That's forward. Look sharp. Move slowly. Some kind of light source up ahead. Let's keep to the side of this path. See if we can sneak up on whatever's out there, and start moving ahead.
Atimus moves ahead, and yeah, You're seeing there is some sort of like a barricade along the side of this trail. It appears to be like a railing made out of metal. And you notice that through the darkness, you can see that it's on both sides. And it continues up, and it seems to go kind of upwards, and it looks like it's going to heave over top of a hill up ahead.
I continue moving forward. I'm going to try to stay as close as I can to that railing in case there's any kind of sensors in the floor plates, and try to avoid that as much as I can.
I got your back. Got my hand on my weapon in case something wants to jump out.
Okay. Call. Josh.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll follow along behind.
Okay. You come upon the rise, and as you are coming upon the rise, you suddenly feel like a vibration, like boom, boom, boom. And then you don't hear it anymore.
I make a gesture so that the guys behind me know to stop. And I put my hand on the if it's metal or whatever the walkway is made of. I try to feel for that vibration. If it comes again, I'm assuming it's a shock wave of something heavy hitting the ground, maybe something walking toward us. I'm trying to see if I can sense the vibration.
It was definitely something that was heavy, big. You're not too sure the distance of it, like how far away it was, whether or not it was some sort of, if it's a giant animal or something. You just notice that the ground did vibrate kind of like heavily when it did the 3 thuds that you've heard and felt.
I look to the side to see if we're suspended in the air or if we're at ground level. And
You
if we can maybe go outside of the railing and go into the woods there.
you appear to be in ground level. This just seems to be some sort of a guardrail. Kind of, it's a little bit built up from the sides, and you can see there's ground, lots of vegetation, lots of flora all over. But yeah, it's seemingly a lot darker as you're heading up away from behind you. Behind you is basically kind of like a building that has just been built to contain the elevator coming upwards, and that is it. So there's some lights coming from behind you there, but they're kind of just kind of up in the air and glowing down towards the general area, but it's not giving enough light to to make out much.
I go back. Let's say I go back to the other guys and say, "Hey, did you feel that? Something big up ahead." I'm assuming they know we're here. Do we want to try to sneak up on whatever that is?
We got softer footprints, so yeah, we could try and sneak on it. Our best bet is to keep on this path and keep our ears open and to see if those vibrations get closer together.
Sounds good to me. Cobb, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm with Rye. Let's proceed.
Okay.
Okay.
Does anyone have a light source? Like,
I've got my my data pad thing that should shine just slightly ahead there, so I'm gonna shine that right of the path in front of me, so I don't trip over anything. But
Sure, certainly. So continuing up, you start to get to the actual rise. You don't feel any more of those vibrations, and then as you come upon the crest of this hill, you see that the path continues on, and you see what appears to be a bunch of buildings. Appears to be kind of almost like multi-level apartments. There's some lower buildings in the forefront of them, more closer to you. They seem to be smaller, 1 or 2 story buildings. In various, it kind of looks almost like a strange looking suburb. It's strangely quiet. You do see lights in each of the windows up ahead in the distance. You see that they are approximately maybe about, well, if you're going yards, about 500 yards, 500 meters roughly, just to give us Canadians and Americans a little leeway here. And yeah, and that's what you see. You don't see any vehicles or anything, but you do see streets from what you can see, street lights. Although they're not bright street lights, they seem to be dimmed. And on occasion, you almost swear that you see that there might be a movement, possibly people, up ahead. But it looks like it travels in like 2, and they seem to be just walking along in the distance. Like a long, what looks maybe a sidewalk, you think, across from the street.
Well, there's some sort of life down there. I figure we stick together and work our way slowly, try and get a better recon of what we're looking at.
Yep, sounds good to me. Let's maybe we can make contact with one of those pairs of people and see what their story is. So, continue to quietly move forward.
Moving forwards, and eventually you come up to one of the streets. You see that there's kind of a fence and such in front of you. The across the street, you do see 2 individuals. They appear to be wearing armor, and they almost look like identical suits of armor. And they have kind of a crest on them as well, on the shoulder, and full facial helmets. And they appear to be talking to each other, just being kind of nonchalant. They're approximately about 30 yards away, just down the street. But across from you is a couple of these lower tiered buildings. One which is just a 1-story building, another one which is a 2-story building behind it.
I didn't realize these were guards. I think maybe we should avoid them and check out the buildings. What do you think?
Yeah, try and stick with the darkness and just try and sneak our way through.
Yeah, pick the nearest building, maybe try to sneak up to it, and just kind of peer in the windows, see if there's any doors on the exterior that we can try to get in through.
You approach, you basically go across the street, no problem. Yeah, all end up trekking across there. The guards are kind of just doing their own thing. They seem to be preoccupied with discussing something. And
am I close enough to hear what they're saying?
it's in a... you hear it slightly. It does not sound like, the language that you recognize. You may have to have some time before your interpreter will be able to translate exactly what it is that they're saying. But it does recognize it's some sort of language. It starts working on it.
Okay, I'll look at the building and see if there's a window or door.
Yep, you find a window and a door. There is very little light coming from the window, but you approach it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and peer through the window and just see if I can see if there's any occupants inside the building.
You see, as you look in, you can see that there is like a room, and as you're noticing, there is like a kind of like a bed. There is a person lying on it, but you notice that there's an array and lights around the head, kind of like a headset on this person. Looks very human, this person, and appears to be, you know, kind of just lying in place and twitching every once in a while, you know, kind of doing that, but otherwise pretty much still. But every once in a while they'll start twitching and doing a head nod.
What do you guys make of that? Some kind of VR rig?
There's only one way to find out.
Try this window or check the door?
I'm gonna check the door.
I'll see if the window's open while he's doing that. Or is unlocked, I guess.
Yeah, same with the door.
All right, Rye checks the door. Ching. Appears to be able to open it. It's not locked. Window seems to be kind of sealed.
Yeah, walk through the door. Quietly.
Yep, you walk in. You notice that you see a hallway, and you hear something up ahead. It sounds like it's rolling across the floor.
You guys hear that?
I'll move to the door and just have his back there as he's going in.
Mm-hmm.
I continue walking forward.
You walk forwards and you see this thing comes rolling out on the floor. It looks like a ball, and it's got a couple of lights on it, and the lights kind of circle around, and you kind of feel it kind of beam towards you.
Okay, stay there.
And
See what happens.
it pauses and makes a and then goes on its merry way. Goes down the hallway, keeps on going into another room.
I'll enter
Okay.
the structure behind Rye. Keep him in sight.
Close the door.
Okay.
We'll just continue walking slowly.
Cobber, you coming?
Yep.
Okay, once he's in, I'll close the door behind us.
Okay, you you follow through, and Rye sees a door which you think will probably enter into that room where that person was, under some sort of a device. The one that you were peeking through. You see further down the hall, it opens up into kind of like a big, you would say it's more or less like a living room area.
It looks like your standard home. I'm gonna go check this room here, see if that guy is still laying there.
Okay. You basically, as you approach the door opens automatically. It seemed to have sensed your motion. And before you see lying there, not more than 10 feet away, is this person, a man, basically lying there and does a little twitch once in a while. And Yeah, it just seems to be lying there under the influence of this contraption around him.
Should we check to see what that thing's around his head?
So, Atimus will. I'm gonna go ahead and move down to the room, and I'm gonna examine the device on his head and try to ascertain its purpose.
Appears to be like looking at it. It seems to be fairly sealed around his eye and an upper, kind of covering up his upper face area. His jaw is like still, you can see the lower part of his jaw, but the rest of it is covered up. It's got another kind of a shielding unit around it. It's got cables coming out from it, wires. It seems to be to this large contraption behind his bed, and there's little lights and everything going on the array on that machine. But he just appears to be just lying there, and every once in a while he'll start twitching. He doesn't emit any noises or anything. He's just every once in a while just twitching.
Okay, I'll keep examining the larger unit that it's connected to and see if there's a way to deactivate it.
You see,
it looks like it's a recharge system for these beams, almost like they're robotic,
or some kind of virtual reality dream state that he's in. I'm not sure. Some kind of, maybe he's receiving sustenance from it. I'm not sure. I'll see if I can deactivate it.
Okay, give me an engineering roll. You seem to switch off a couple of lights there, and suddenly you hear the kind of like the seal release on his face, and you hear those coming from the person underneath the mask.
Hello, sir. Nothing to be worried about. System maintenance here. Just doing a routine inspection, and appears that you have a glitch in your secondary transducer. We just have to clear this up, and you'll be right back where you were. Can you tell us how you're feeling right now?
Meanwhile, I'm trying to stay away and sort of put my arm behind me to sort of keep Cobb at bay as well. We don't know how this is going to end up.
Yeah, this person kind of just pulls off the mask. He's kind of choking. He's going.
Try to help him get the mask off. Oh, no problem. Just relax, breathe. I'm gonna remove this for you.
Yeah, you see,
we'll
he's
brain in no time.
As you're pulling it up, there's a couple of tubes coming out, and he's like, he appears to be choking and starting to turn blue.
Okay, I give it one mighty yank and try to pull it off of his head.
Yep, you do so, and he's like, he's still choking.
Well, this wasn't how this was supposed to turn out. We'll be fine in just a moment. I'll try to do some kind of CPR or something and try to clear his airway.
Use your skilled.
Hey guys, anybody know first aid?
I got medic training. I'll see what I could do.
Spencer? Yeah, Spencer, you get to him and you're like, you start giving him a form of, like turn him over and you crank on his back and he coughs up what appears to be some sort of a flexible piece of plastic, and he's like, he's like, and he's speaking to you, but your translators are starting to go a little crazy, trying to interpret what he's saying.
I'm gonna do a language roll to see if I can kind of understand what he's saying.
He's in shock. He's like, what's happening? What's going on? And he's like, he looks up, he kind of, smudges at his eyes so he could see, and he looks at you, and then he's like, Casperson? And he's looking at Rye.
Excuse me, say that again.
Casperson?
We just saved your life.
Casperson, what are you doing in my room, Casperson?
We want to know what is this place?
He's looking around, and your translators are suddenly kicking in on what he's saying, for Atimus and Cobb off in the background. What you're nice to meet you, Casperson. I've been a fan of yours for a long time. He kind of holds out his hand.
I take his hand and I give him a handshake.
He goes, you live around here? Like, this is weird. I haven't seen anybody's avatar move they let us move around in these areas.
Avatar. Were you in a dream world?
What? What are you talking about? Like, everybody's hooked up to these things. What are you this is my station. That's where I have fun. Don't you? Are you? What are you on? Are you actually an android?
Oh, I'm human.
Oh, okay. He seems kind of confused. He's got a look of confusion on him. He's like, hey, who's your? I've never met this guy. Oh, who's this guy? He doesn't look familiar. He's pointing at Atimus.
Oh, I'm just here to help. Oh, like my friend here was saying, we just saved your life. Your machine was malfunctioning, and we just happened to be in the area, and we're able to get you out of it.
Okay.
Thank God we were here. Lord knows what would have happened if it hadn't been that way.
So I'm kind of confused here. Like, okay, I've met Casperson out in the field, but do you have your own you have your own avatar out there? Is that what's going, or are you the one that I met out on the field? I don't understand.
Yes, well, I've used multiple avatars. I work for Control. You might know me in various guises, but I help where needed and take on the personas that are required.
Oh, okay. So you're
maintenance.
Maintenance. But Casperson. Everybody knows who Casperson is. What? So you're a real person? Wow.
I am real.
Oh, okay. So so you're actually out there in the field as you, or is it, this is weird, man. This is really weird.
Someone is out in the field that is dressed like me, but isn't me.
Oh, okay. That makes a little bit more sense. Oh, so you're here. Why do you have Casper? Is he part of maintenance too?
No. Casperson is a leader.
Well, yeah, he's like one of the best out there on the field, man. You know, wow, that's it's really weird. So, yeah,
Is
he's
Casperson like a high importance, like high overseer?
over
Am I a
overseer. Uh, I mean, well, I guess that's what that's what the Dekuians call us. You know, overseers. But no, the Casperson I met out on the field, I thought he was a avatar like the rest of us, you know, out in the field. It's
No. Someone is being me on the field through an avatar.
oh, okay, okay. Suddenly you feel the ground feel that thud again. Boom, boom.
What's that sound? What's that feeling?
He's like, oh, that's
Why is ground shaking?
that's just the that's you know, yeah, that's just out in the field. Yeah, that's why we have the beds. The beds are like shockproof and everything, so they're really, you know, we don't feel that when we're under and taking over our avatars. Wow.
Are your avatars out in the field in this field?
Mine's not. No, mine's in area 5201. It's on another island. It's where we're partaking in some sort of you know, simulation kind of thing. It's a little kind of like, you know, like ancients, you know, with swords and stuff like that. Yeah, that's what we're doing out over there.
I look over at Atimus. Can you find out what area 521 is with that tablet?
I'm not connected to their system. Let's find out more about what they're doing in the field and who's in charge here. That would be useful, probably.
So what?
So you guys are not from here? Like what? You don't know about overseers and you know, we're the overseers.
This is because of the malfunction of your machine. We want to ensure that you're mentally intact. We're going to ask you a series of questions. I ask you to relax, don't worry about it at all, but please answer truthfully. What is your primary mission objective?
My primary. Oh, I was just having some fun. You know, that's what we all do here. We hook up to our avatars and we go out and, you know, go on journeys and stuff. I have avatars in several areas, so you want to see my manifest? I can go ahead and bring it up on the display here.
Yeah, show
yes.
us.
He goes, kind of like awkwardly, kind of. Sorry, man. I've been under for a while, so you know, a little whack here. He goes over, reaches to the machine, types out a couple of things on the console. Up flashes a display of several different avatar forms that he's taken on. It kind of flashes through different characters. It all has his basic kind of like a username underneath one, and his is Jacobson. And you see that as he's bringing up, you know, he's playing, you know, like different characters in different places, and he's got about, you know, maybe 15, 20 of them, you know, good over a dozen at least. He brings up. He goes.
So is your primary purpose here recreation?
Yeah, he's kind of stretching himself out and doing this. He goes, you guys are asking really weird questions. So, You guys want
Again,
something?
just to
You want something to
ensure-
eat? Let's.
Yeah, well, I would love something to eat. We just want to make sure you're okay. So the questions seem very basic, but it's just to ensure that there was no adverse effects from the system malfunction that you experienced. So how often do you come to participate in this recreational activity?
How often do you come to this place?
This is my home. He's like, right here. This is my house.
Okay. How often do you spend in your alternate place, your recreation?
Oh, sometimes we can go days. It all depends, a lot of us don't want to like pop out, but I guess there's a few of us that want to go ahead and enjoy walking around and breathing, but it's kind of boring. I'd rather be like in the exciting life on the field, man. That's where I'd
And
like
what
to
do
be.
you what do you do when you're not in the field?
Not much. I have a meal. I watch a little bit of the broadcasts. Not much.
And where are you from originally? Not this world, I assume.
No, I've been born here. I used to have a lot of friends back in the day when we didn't have these machines, but everybody started using them, and then suddenly everybody started disappearing, and just staying in their little rooms like I have here, and we just go out and have fun, trash our avatars, and have a good time out there.
So, while you guys are all in recreation, who are the guys walking around in armor?
Security?
Okay. No, that's all we need to know, man. I'm
Well, I
glad
actually
to
wanted
see
to
you're
ask-
okay.
I wanted to ask, who's in charge here, though? Who's in charge of the whole area?
He's like, nobody I know of. Like, nobody's ever claimed to be in charge. We just do what we do, Well, the overseer project takes care of everything for us. We get fed our meals. We enjoy our time, and our avatars on the field, having a good old time. It used to be a long time ago when we used to have restaurants and stuff like that, but nobody does that anymore. Everybody's just having fun, playing our games.
Who produces your food, and who does maintenance on your facilities, and
We're the
takes
ones
care
that
of
do
basic operations here for you?
Oh, we have drones, androids, that sort of thing. Sometimes we get them from back on the main island there, the 𝙏𝙍𝘼𝙑𝙀𝙀𝙍. We go ahead and clone a few of those and bring them in. He goes, but you guys should know all this. Where are you guys from here? Are you sure?
Yes, as I said, we just want to make sure that you're okay. It seems like you've answered all of our questions satisfactorily. Cobb, Rye, did you have anything else to ask our fine friend?
Yeah, I just want to show him a picture of the lady and see if he recognizes her, the one who we killed on our ship.
Show a picture of her.
Yeah, I think we have, or whatever we have, so that we can try to find out who she is.
We had a facial reconstruction based on what the computer.
That is correct. Yeah, you show him that. He kind of looks at it, and he's like, I don't recognize her. Is that her avatar, or is that her for real?
It could be an avatar.
He shrugs, no idea. But he's kind of looking it over. Now, did you take this just this reconstruction just to kind of clarify? Was this taken with the like as you took a picture and you had it reconstructed with her in her uniform, or just her head?
It would have been the entire body.
Yeah,
The entire body?
the entire body with the uniform.
Okay. He's looking at it. He goes, well, she appears to be an agent, not I've seen those back quite a few years ago, but they were they would take care of certain things, little mishaps that would occur with off-worlders.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time.
Can we help you get hooked back up to your device? I've managed to make some repairs, and it appears to be operating normally once again. Can we hook you back up?
I'm just gonna my head's a mess right now. Wow, you guys pulled me right out, and it was just I just need to be just let me go ahead and sit myself down over in my living room and chill out and grab a meal. I think I'll be okay.
And you'll be able to put yourself under.
Oh,
again, right?
oh yeah.
All right. Well, I hope to see you out on the field again.
Yeah, Casperson. Yeah, have a good one. It's been an honor to meet you. Sorry, my head's been out of it, but yeah, if I had a bit more of a time, to readjust, I'd say, hey, have a drink and stuff. But yeah, I mean, you guys are welcome to stay if you want. I just gotta sit myself down here, and he kind of wanders his way down the hallway and gets to his living room area and plops himself down. Goes ahead and looks at the side of him and hits the table, and it starts doing a thing, and a meal pops out from underneath. And it actually, you got some smell. You can actually smell this meal. This smells edible. Hey, grabs some, starts chalking down some of the food. The little round robot, and he's like roaming around. He's like, he chirps at him. He's like, yeah, he's, we'll do it later. And he goes ahead and he continues eating.
You rest up. We'll see you on the field.
He puts his thumb up and.
Okay, I leave.
Yeah, I step out as well.
You both step out into the outside, and
I look at the two, and I'm like, well, he recognizes me out on the field. It's like I'm some sort of avatar. I wonder if we make our way down closer to the city center, that we'd be able to figure out what's actually going on here.
Yeah, let's go.
Cop?
Yeah.
so
I start making my way down.
So you start heading on towards the what appears to be the more higher buildings and such. You do see that there are a few more, of these security guards, wandering around, and occasionally you do see another person, like popping out. One person walks out and starts, looking around, grabs a watering can and starts watering the bushes, that sort of thing. The guards are a little bit further on down the road.
I'm going to approach the person watering
Mm-hmm.
and say, "Hello there. My name is Atimus. Just curious why you are not on the field right now."
Got bored, she says, and she's kind of in her house coat. She goes, I'm kind of losing my, you can only be on there for so long. You gotta like roam around every once in a while. So, what are you guys doing out?
Same. Yeah, just a little bored. Thought we'd take a walk.
Oh,
Anywhere interesting that we should be going? Perhaps something that we could go see while we're taking a break.
she's like, there's nothing really much to do since they closed down all the shops and the malls and all that kind of stuff. Nobody ever goes to like the restaurants or anything. It's that isn't even a thing no more. Don't you wish for those times to come back? She looks at you, kind of concerned.
I miss them as well.
Yeah, well, you know, yeah, this is the way things are, she says. We have everything that we need in our homes, and we just, everybody just wants to go ahead and, be avatars out in the field. So, you getting.
So who is in charge of all of you then?
in
You have
charge?
yes,
She goes,
like who
"Yeah,
makes the decisions?
Who looks after you guys?
No, nobody's been in charge. We get fed. We have. We can do what we want here. Nobody's nobody's in charge of anything. You guys not around from here? Off-worlders.
I'm Casperson.
She kind of looks at you. She goes, "Yeah, you. Yeah, I haven't really met Casper. I've heard of Casperson, but I've never met him. So you're some big thing out there. Nice to meet you. Sorry, I've never met. I'm usually on the fields that have the subtle romantic kind of stuff going on. That's what I do. I just go out there in my forms, and I could be the lady of the night, or I could be the madam of the motel, all that kind of stuff. But it's not really the same as real. I mean, it's close, but do you ever feel that? She says.
It is close. But I decided to take a tour with my colleagues here through this city to see how you guys are doing before I go back out on the field.
Yeah, it's really changed over the years. I mean, I come out every once in a while, and it just seems to be different every once in a while. I'm not sure if it's because I've been under for so long that something changed out here, or maybe I just don't remember the way it was. I don't know. It's a little weird walking around nowadays, since all we do is, lie in our beds and take in our sights and enjoy the field. But at the same time, I kind of miss this. I kind of miss actually talking to people. This is kind of nice, she says.
I miss talking to people too. That's why I've come to tour this city, to see who I can talk to.
Yeah. She goes, I don't recall those buildings being so tall, she kind of points out. They
What
seem
would
to
be up there, you think?
maybe more of us, lying around in our units, and being on our avatars and out in the field. I don't know. I've never checked it out. Oh, you maybe ask one of the guards. I don't know.
Good idea. Pleasure talking to you.
Oh, nice meeting you guys. If you're ever bored, come by and you can bother me. It's no problem. Otherwise, I'll just go back to the machine and do my thing. See you
Take care.
guys.
And we continue on.
Okay. Did we lose did we lose Atimus? So we switched around.
I'm here. The camera's
okay.
acting up. Sorry.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, I need to readjust mine for a sec too. It's a weird night.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, definitely.
Now I am Atimus.
No, I am Atimus.
I am Atimus. Now I am Cobb.
Come on.
Welcome to playing online. Land of technical difficulties.
Tell me about it.
That's the thing about playing online. Sometimes you have this, you know. I could get rid of the little you know, identifier bubbles, but we'd confuse people.
Yeah, I apologize. I have a
It's all good.
something in this camera. I'm going to order a new one before next session. So
Ah,
I'm not
okay.
sure what's going on with it.
Cool.
Yeah, mine just seems to be doing its own thing. Just give me a second here. Actually, when we first started, your camera froze out on me. I couldn't see you.
From me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It depends on, you know, the latency and stuff like that. I mean, we're close by, but sometimes our internet up here gets a little twitchy at times.
Yep.
So, anyways, just the yeah, you see the guards off in the distance. You got the skyscrapers off to one side. There we go. We're all reconvened into our particular spots, just like the Brady Bunch. And that's what you see around you. She goes back to watering her plants.
Well, gentlemen, if we're going to find whoever's actually calling the shots here, I think we're going to need to do as she says and talk to one of the guards. The drones that are plugged into these into the field obviously don't know anything. So.
Oh, good idea. Let's continue on our way.
Okay. Towards one of the guards.
Yeah.
Just to confirm. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you see the pair of guards, and they kind of notice that you're walking towards them, and they kind of look and kind of look like they're talking to each other for a second, and they kind of stand to attention a little bit, you know, kind of look up, and they're like, "Hey,
You know who I am?
you look like Casperson."
That's right.
He's like, "Wait a second." He pulls out this device and goes ahead and points it towards you. He goes, I was like, he's like, you're the real Casperson?
I'm the real Casperson.
He's
Someone
like,
is being my avatar.
oh, he's like, looks a little confused. You know, you could see his facial expression behind his face. You know, it's kind of like a Judge Dredd kind of thing. You know, half across his face, and you know it is clear, so you can see their expression and everything.
Mm-hmm.
He goes. So for a second, I thought we had some errant avatar running around. He's like, that's you know. So you're the person they modeled Casperson on,
Yeah.
or okay? Uh, you because we're checking you over here. We got nothing written on you. Uh,
I'm
so
taking a tour
you
through this city, and I
this
want to know what's going on here.
is off-worlder, eh? So yeah. Yeah, what are you lost? Did you need to get back to our little starport there, or what?
Oh, I came and did a tour with my colleagues, and I want to see what's going on here. How it went from restaurants and stores and people walking around to an alternate reality where they spend the majority of their time.
Yeah, well, that's they just preoccupy themselves. We just keep watch, make sure everything's good out here. Yes, but maybe you should start heading on back to whatever ship you came from.
Why, if we don't do that, what's going to happen?
Oh, just, we're not gonna do anything about it. We're just making sure everybody's safe out here. There's been a lot of riffraff around here, that come down. I heard that there was some sort of a ship that came in through Thalantis and caused a bunch of chaos over there. Yes, you guys wouldn't know anything about that, would you? Kind of looks at you.
No. But just by chance, do you know who this is? And I show the layout of the body.
Uh, Takes a look and he goes, kind of looks like one of our spec ops.
Who's in charge of the spec ops, and where would we find them?
That's none of my jurisdiction. We're just out here as making sure everybody's safe.
Would it be
But,
one of the taller buildings?
He kind of looks up there. He goes, I doubt it. I think, he's like, most of these are empty, I think. There's not many people out here. None of us the overseers are like, all around here and mainly in the smaller buildings. I have no idea why they've made the bigger buildings. They tend to come in shifts, with the drones and everything, building them every once in a while. I don't know what they're doing here. Maybe they're gonna turn it into another field or something. Yeah, some sort of idea is going on. I don't know. We're not in charge.
Who is in charge?
Nobody's in charge. What we're just here to make sure that everybody's safe. Well, we just get paid. As long as we get our paycheck, we're good.
As we came from that door, what's on the other side of this place?
Which door are you pointing towards?
The one that I came out of down the walkway here.
You're meaning the elevator?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, and you're asking what is
On the opposite side.
the opposite side. He goes, yeah, there's a field. You don't want to go that way. Probably get killed by an avatar or something. Who knows?
So avatars run this place too?
No, they're what the overseers usually take over. They're just bodies that they use. So they manufacture them somewhere on another island or something, and they just make them to order. Sometimes they go ahead and take ship manifests and stuff like that from different ships that come down. Just make new models out of the impressions left on the on those ships. Ship's logs have a lot of pictures and stuff on them, so a lot of things you can get off of a ship that comes down. Faces, IDs, that sort of stuff. I bet you that's where they get most of the. He and his buddy is like, yeah, we've been talking about that. Might be an idea, some sort. Who knows? You do look kind of familiar, though. He says. He's kind of looking at you, Rye.
Yeah, I'm 𝙏𝙍𝘼𝙑𝙀𝙍. I came from the field.
He's like,
The actual field. There's another one that's acting like my avatar.
what? Really?
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that? Somebody else being you? That's weird.
Find him.
He's like,
I wanna
well,
find the one that's running my avatar.
oh, okay. Well, good luck with that. There's literally thousands out here, so could be any of them out there.
There's nothing left on the other side there. I guess we'll be on our way.
He nods. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Take care. Kind of, don't tread off the path, man. Just stay around in the in this zone. If you end up getting yourself into trouble, if you're out in the field, we ain't gonna be able to help you much.
Where's your? There must be a computer center that connects everybody to the avatars and broadcasts whatever signal connects them to the avatars. Where is that located?
He looks at you with a bit of confusion. He's like, oh, beats me, buddy. I'm not a tech, but I don't know. There's some big towers out. Like I say, out in the middle of the field over there. I'm not sure. I think there's a bunch of buildings, but you're gonna have to go ahead and make it through basically the field. But I wouldn't advise doing that. Stuff can happen out there. You could run into an avatar, maybe some androids. Who knows? There's all kinds of stuff out there.
How can the three of us get connected to an avatar just to try it out?
Well, you need to be part of our our population. Everybody gets outfitted with their own home and their own equipment in order to get themselves hooked up into the field. And depending on how many points you rack up out there, you get yourself new avatars. You can upgrade them and all kinds of stuff.
But for visitors like us, is there a way to, to try it out? For my friend here, who since he's clearly involved in the 𝙏𝙍𝘼𝙑𝙀𝙍 model, it'd be useful for him to be able to experience it himself.
Yeah, it's a really weird situation, man. Like, they would kind of creep me out if I found myself, going to a different world and finding a replication of myself out somewhere. I can understand your dilemma, but yeah, man, I can't help you. All we do here is make sure that everybody's okay. That those bastards that come down from the sky that cause trouble don't cause any more trouble than what they can. We try to keep our citizens safe here, and if we can't take care of it, well, then the big boys come out. And yeah, all we have to do is give them a call on one of these. Yeah.
And what are the big boys?
Oh, the big boys? Yeah, they clean house when it comes time. I tell you, it's you don't want to be around with the bunch of the big boys. Yeah, they'll decimate entire populations of avatars or whatever lays. We got androids, we got robots, we got all kinds of things out there in the fields and different areas. If you're wandering around in them, you can't tell who is an avatar or who's a android or who's a robot or any of that stuff. And some of these guys have upgraded their avatars to all kinds of weird things. So you never know. You just don't go out there, because if you run into one of them and they think that you're part of the play field, well, then you're just a toy to them.
But you say a lot of things happen in those spires in the middle of the field.
Oh yeah, yeah. They have a conglomeration of buildings. He kind of goes ahead and brings up a little bit of a display. He goes, "You're here." He points it out, and he says, "And just past all these large buildings over here, that's the field. You'll see that there's a big fence off over in that direction. And then if you go ahead and travel through that fence and go a fair ways to the southeast, you'll end up in a bunch of buildings. Now, a bunch of buildings there. I think there's some people that are in those ones. Quite possibly are, maybe they know a little bit more than what we do. But we're only kind of guessing. It's just kind of hearsay. But that's what we think, anyways. There might be some people there that might be able to point you in some sort of direction. But like I say, going across that field, it'd be something else.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for your time.
Hey, yeah, no problem. Keep out of trouble. We don't want to call the big boys on you. The other guy snickers.
We won't.
Walk off a little bit out of earshot, and I want to pull Rye and Cobb over and say, "Hey, so a couple of ideas. We could investigate the buildings and see if anybody knows anything more. We could go into one of these homes here and see if we can borrow 3 of the VR rigs to take over avatars and use those to go across the field. At least see what's going on with that. Or we could try to steal one of those devices the security guards have and reprogram one of the big boys to take us across the field. What do you think?"
Oh, what do you think?
I like option number 3, but which do you think would be the easiest? And
Oh, we would have to take them both out at the same time to get the remote. Anyone got any stealth skills?
well, I do, but
Cobb being the bounty hunter. You're the most combated. You look like you're the most combat ready out of all 3 of you here. Although Atimus has his laser gun, which is a nice little addition.
I try to contact the ship. Tara, this is Atimus. Can you read me?
Shh. You have the night caller.
Oh, crap.
Don't worry. Don't worry. She's in good hands. At least what she has left of them. We'll be seeing
Don't
you.
you
Shh.
touch it.
You hear static.
We need to go back.
Do we even know where they are? I don't think. I'm assuming
You-
they're
from-
not still at the space center.
From the last episode, they were heading to this island. And then you lost contact.
I assume that once the night caller has control of the ship, they would go wherever they want to go. I wouldn't assume they would be at this island necessarily. I think we're stranded right now.
Need to get ready for their arrival if they are going to have. We need to get to those spires.
Okay. Do we try to reprogram one of the big boys?
That would be our best bet because we need them on our side in case things go south.
Yep.
Cobb, do you think you can, if we could create a distraction, do you think you can get a hold of one of those devices for us?
I can definitely try. See if I can get one. Yeah, see if you can get one of the guards alone. That might be a little bit easier.
I run up to the two guards that we had interacted with before, and I say,
You
"There's a man that has machine malfunction in the house over here. He was very disoriented. I fear for his safety. Do you suppose you could help us with that?"
Yeah, okay, yeah, sure. What's does he need medical assistance?
He may. He was very, very confused. I can't believe that we forgot about that. But yeah, we talked to him a few minutes ago. His machine malfunctioned, and then he was just not in his right mind.
Oh, okay. He kind of looks at his buddy. He's like, I'll wait out here.
If you,
Yeah, and he and his buddy goes, okay, well, show me the way here.
Yep. Lead him back to that house.
Okay. He follows you along to the house. Meanwhile, the other guard's by himself out there, kind of just, chilling.
Does it look like there's anyone else around, or is it just basically just him?
You just see him, and you are where? Just still out in the open kind of idea, or?
Yeah, kind of just following along quietly behind, just to see if they can actually separate the two of them.
Well, yeah, he's this one guy. He's standing alone right now. Atimus and the other guard have gone towards the to the house, which is just down the road.
Okay. Can I see if there's any like alleyway or something nearby?
It just seems to be another house and another low-lying house. It seems to be separated by a fence. You see that some of the shrubs have kind of overgrown on one of the lawns here. The other one seems to be fairly well kept.
Okay. If I can, want to see if I can try to knock him out and maybe drag him over to the shrub or something just to hide him.
Okay, how do you approach? He's standing over there. He's kind of leaning up against the fence and kind of watching off where his buddy went off with Atimus.
Is anyone behind him, or is it probably?
Looks like you could possibly sneak in behind where the fence is, where the yard is, and then approach from behind.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that. So.
Roll a stealth roll for me, please. And yeah, you get on. You kind of approach slowly behind him.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can just kind of choke him out, or see if I can do anything to knock him unconscious, as I don't really have a
What are you gonna?
non-lethal weapon.
There's some planters there. There's and some sort of looks like a lawn stone or something that has some sort of markings on it.
Just whatever's big and heavy enough, because he's got a helmet on us, so something I can.
They look both
actually.
heavy. The planter looks heavy, and the but still it looks like it's mobile.
Yeah, I'll pick that and try to just use a melee attack.
Grab the planter and beat him. Alrighty, go with just the melee attack, please. The melee.
Yeah.
You hit. It smashes, but he's like, hey, what? Hey, he's like moving around all of a sudden. Like,
I
what
ran up
are
to
they?
him with the butt of my pistol and I just hit him in the head.
Well,
Alrighty.
Did you stay behind?
You
or?
run up towards him. Go ahead and make a... it's going to be... you don't have anything that looks like that will... you're just going to have to do an unskilled skill there, sir. For a roll. You chug up to him. You actually... Yeah. You're like... trying to grab, like, you know, butt stroke him, and he's like, wait, he's like moving around, and he like suddenly realizes that he's under attack and starts grabbing a sidearm off of himself and starts pulling that off.
Do I have time to punch him before he's able to get it out, or?
Go ahead, make a roll. You start grabbing onto him. He's like, hey, he's using some sort of a jiu-jitsu kind of maneuver and escapes off of you. And he's like, he looks over at you and goes ahead and fires his weapon. Pooh! And everybody can see what I rolled there. And the thing just blows up in his hand, and it overcharges. And just goes, and he's like screaming, ah! He's got his like one hand smoking on fire, the other one's like his glove is like partially blown off.
Can I try to knock him out again? See if I can hit him down.
Okay, go ahead and roll. You get a bonus this time. Yeah, you smack him and he just goes out and he's like, falls to the ground, kind of sprawled. And yeah, he's got one smoldering hand and one with missing a couple of fingers, and the other one is just he's just barely got a glove hanging on it. He's completely out.
Yeah. So I'll pull him in.
Indestructible guy.
And in the meantime, the other guy. Yeah. So in the meantime, Atimus, you and the other guy are looking. You walk into the room and you see the guy kind of like lunched out on his lounge kind of chair, and he seems to be taking a snooze. As you come walking in, you can hear him going right in the spot where he was before. You see the little round robot running around.
This gentleman right here, we narrowly saved him from certain death. He was connected to his machine. It malfunctioned. All kinds of crazy indications. We disconnected him, but he seemed very disoriented. And I think he should be checked out just to make sure he's completely safe. But I think you should see for yourself. Ask him a few questions.
Security guard's looking at me. He goes, wait. He's like, what kind of an awful racket is that? As he's like, this guy's just snoring away. He's got some really bad, sleep apnea happening with him. You can just hear his lungs rattling.
He could be going into a coma. You didn't see him before. Trust me. Speak with him. You'll see how disoriented he is.
He's like, I don't understand this. He goes ahead and call in medical. We need a unit here pronto. He calls on his little comm unit.
Thank you. How long will it take? There's no time to lose. How long will it take him to get here?
Maybe a minute or so.
Oh, good. Yeah.
God,
let's wake him up.
this racket, this guy's making so much noise.
Yeah, it's terrible, isn't it?
He's like, maybe we should put him on his back or something, or take him off his back or something. He's like, any medical?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, I'm well trained. Let's put him on his stomach.
Oh, okay. So you both grab him. He's like, oh. This guy starts waking up. He's kind of just, And you're like,
No,
trying to
it's
toss
just
him
it's
around.
just me. I'm back. I'm back. I was worried about you. Let's get you on your stomach. And
He's like,
the medic
what?
was on the way.
He's like, whoa,
We're very
like,
worried
hey,
about you.
wait a second. He's like, and the security guard has him like heaved over. He's like this, like this. What do I do?
Yes, just like keep him down. He's gonna hurt himself. Keep him down.
I see pound him on the back. He starts.
Oh no, easy. Don't hurt the man, but just hold him down. Hold him down.
Okay, you got a whole bunch of racket going on in the meantime. In the meantime, out you've got this blown apart security guard, and you see the device that he kind of referred to as his device for the big boy on his side. He's also got a good looking side. Well, what used to be a good looking sidearm, but it's all in pieces right now. He's also got a radio as well.
Okay, so we'll take the radio. Might come in handy. The his little unit, and can we see if we can get his armor off?
Gotta strip him down.
Might as well. Armor might come in handy. At least what's left.
Alrighty, so I'm going to just in your notes write down that you have the comm security. And you have the what was the big boy button?
Yeah, I'll give that to Rye. Just
Okay.
because it's
Okay.
In a language that I don't understand. He might be able to figure it out better.
Okay, I've set that to Rye. And okay, and you just start peeling off his armor. It's gonna take you a little bit to get that off. It's just kind of padded stuff. As you're kind of looking at it, it appears to be kind of similar to the kind of armor that you're kind of wearing. It's a little bit more higher tech, obviously.
Okay. Can I put it on and maybe use it as a disguise if need be?
You're gonna wear it? Okay.
Might as well wear it, and then if need be, we can pretend to be.
Grab you the proper armor here.
I look over at Cobb and it's like, well, I'm gonna see if what this button does. See if it'll work in our favor to get to that spire.
Perfect.
Okay, well, this unit that he gave you, it's basically got a flick switch, like a safety switch that comes off, and it looks like there's a button underneath there.
Yeah, I flipped the switch
Like
and I hit the button.
you hit the button.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you hear coming from the unit in your hand. And then suddenly you hear what feels to be a rumble. And meantime, Atimus, you're starting to feel like a little bit of a quake in your situation, noisy situation. You're kind of going, what the heck? And
Officer, is that the medical arriving? I hope.
he's like, I don't know. He's trying to do pushes on this guy and keep him kind of at bay. He's like, this guy's really feisty. Like, are you okay? I'm okay, says the guy underneath. And in the meantime, yeah.
I'm gonna run outside while all this is going on and see if I can see where the rumbling is coming from.
Okay. Yeah, you run out, and he's the other guy, the security guy. Hey, where you go? I need help here. And
I'm right here. I'm right here. I'm just stepping outside the door. I want to see if the ambulance is arriving.
oh, okay, buddy, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay. I am okay. I'm alright. They're both arguing with each other, kind of incoherently, and you hear boom, 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 and it's starting to feel like it's getting closer and closer. Over as you're kind of noticing what direction that it's coming from, you see above the trees, the tree line starts to crack away, and you see something big, large, and kind of like roundish, but it looks really weird. It kind of moves its legs over top, and it's just a massive looking kind of a machine, but you're not quite sure if it's all mechanical or not. And its legs pop over and lumber forwards. Before you see something that looks like this.
What have we summoned?
I see a red square with an X and a question mark in the middle of it.
There we go.
Oh, there it goes.
Mhm.
that's terrifying.
Brainless leg. Very big one.
And yeah, this thing is like rumbling towards your direction here, Spencer.
I look up at it and see if it looks at it, if it sees me.
It's making all kinds of like kind of noise. Its big red eye is lumbering around, scanning the area. You see all kinds of little scans coming off of it.
Did I do another language check to see if I understand what it's trying to say?
Yeah, you can. Definitely. It sounds to be like it's signaling it's looking to search and destroy. It's doing a scanning. Off-worlders. It starts identifying. It's like, scanning in your general area.
I'm
look at
looking. I'm looking to see if I can see this too. Can I see it too?
Oh, you definitely see this big badass looking thing up in the sky. It's towering over top. It's just like checking around the area. You see all these scanner arrays around it.
So I tell the guy that's holding the patient down, I think you've got this. The ambulance should be here soon. Thank you very much for your assistance. And I start running toward the rest of the group. And as I'm running, I'm shouting, No! We reprogram it, then we call it. Reprogram, then call. I try and run back to him.
I look up at him and I'm like, I am Casper Sim, need assistance.
It goes ahead and says, enemy sighted, intruder identified. And its crosshairs start coming down to where you see a red crosshair coming towards you. Kind of just going over top of your head. You kind of feel this thing burning into you.
I'm getting out of the road.
It fires. It fires this huge ray coming down and starts obliterating some of the road in front of you. Go ahead and give me
out of the way.
give me a bit of a dexterity check there, sir. And you too, Cobb, you're kind of in the vicinity as well.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, I have it on a heavier task. So, Cobb, you end up feeling the heat of this thing. Since you have the combat armor on, you just feel the thing just sear at the side of you. You feel the armor does take most of the damage off, but man, oh man, you feel your skin crawl. Let's go to your actions here, and we give you just a little bit of damage. You see your endurance has been modified as such, but yeah, you dive yourself out of the way, but you get hit by the waft of the energy beam from this thing. Rye has like hightailed it out over top, as there's like bits of the pavement going up in flames behind him, and yeah, it's suddenly like calmed down. It says recharging. It starts doing a countdown. Atimus.
What's the countdown at?
It's 20, 19, 18.
So Atimus tries to approach the thing from the side and see if there's a way to climb up on it. I'm looking for like an access panel or some way to interface with the device so I can reprogram it.
You'd have to climb up the entanglement that you can see of upon its legs, and get up into its into its upper regions there. If you were able to reach any kind of components there, it would probably take you a couple of checks, feats of dexterity to get up there. You would guess. Go ahead and make your grab on.
As I'm running up, I'm looking at my my computer device and looking for any kind of a signal that I could possibly hack into from the ground. Any kind of a Wi-Fi signal or something.
Yeah. You aren't. You're sensing that there is some sort of some sort of EMP protection on this thing. With this device, it's not getting anywhere. It's just it's feeling a little scrambled as you're bringing it up.
Okay, I try to climb up onto it.
Okay, make your first dexterity check, please. Okay, that one was an easy one, and you climb on, you grab on. Basically, you're clinging onto it, and you start making your way up onto, it's just basically, metal, well, you think it's metal, some sort of weird alloy legs. You start making your way up. You see an entanglement of these lines and cables and such that are all connected and intertwined on it. You end up climbing a little bit further. Meantime, it's still counting down. Cobb?
Can I see if I can get the device away from Ryan? See if I can try to any way to reprogram it, or is it just?
You approach. You go ahead and run up to Rye. Rye. Meantime, what are you doing?
I'm trying to elude it and run around it.
Well, there's a bunch of buildings and stuff. You can. At that.
Yeah. I'm trying to maneuver through the buildings.
Okay.
So I keep out of its sights.
Alrighty. So Cobb, yeah, you're basically looking around for him. All you see is a big kind of gout where the blast went through, and you don't see any sign of Rye at the moment. You're just looking around and nothing. Anything that further?
I guess other than that, I'll have to just try to find whatever cover I can and.
Yeah, this
For
thing,
the
yeah.
best.
You see, you kind of almost feel like there's a crosshair starting to come along, and this red line, and this other red line coming down to go ahead and descend on you by an X and Y kind of coordinates.
So if there's a nearby building I can get into, or
Oh yeah, well yeah. There's a house in front of you, like where you grabbed the flower pot from to smash the
Okay.
guard.
I'll get in there and hit the ground.
Okay. In the meantime, one more check. Let me switch it over to now. This is a little bit harder task, Atimus. You may roll your dexterity, please.
Ooh.
You end up grabbing on, and suddenly your hand slips. You give way. You start sliding down a little bit, but you did catch yourself. So you haven't done a nosedive into the ground, which is about 15 feet below you. But you catch yourself, and if you want, you can continue on in the next round here. Meantime, it's crosshairs. You end up going into the building. You can kind of sense that laser crosshair it's kind of outside on the building right now, and the countdown is still going down. One more. If you want to continue climbing up, Atimus, you may do so.
Okay, sure.
So, Atimus, you start getting up there, and you climb up to a decent kind of platform where you can get some footwork on. You kind of able to kneel yourself down and kind of scuttle your way along to. There seems to be some wiring and some looks like some sort of a access panel and such. And you can start using you will have to make an electronics and an engineer roll. But in the meantime, the countdown has gone to 0, and suddenly there's another big blast that comes out from the main eye of this thing. And once again, and it goes ahead and scores into the house that Cobb's in. And that would be an average success. The blast goes through the house. The house does give quite a bit of an armor soak on there. And Cobb, you just feel this humongous weight of planks and stuff, house debris come down over on top of you. You feel okay, but you kind of feel like you've been kind of trapped underneath some debris. And okay, and Spencer. Yeah, you hear the shot goes off, and you can see the building kind of explode over on the one side of you.
Yeah, I keep trying to run towards the side of its blind side. If there is a blind side.
Is there a blind side?
Well, I just keep running until I can work my way underneath it.
Okay. So you're gonna try and get back to it, but in a different approach.
Yeah.
Okay. In the meantime, Atimus, give me an electronics roll, please.
Okay.
I got faith in you, Atimus.
Okay, and an engineering roll, please. Okay, from what you've figured, you're able to go ahead and start attaching your palm unit, the unit that you've uh, kept from what did I call her? Like a the gal's computer
Tablet.
console, and you're able to go ahead and figure, hey, this should be able to hook up into here, and you do so. Now it's starting to do some sort of a communication thing with the unit, whatever this is.
I want to shut down all the garbage smashers over the tension level right now.
And you will have to do one more roll, which is once again an engineering, please. See how fast you get this done. It's not a bad roll.
No.
And in the
See,
meantime,
having
Rye.
faith in Atimus
Okay,
works out.
Rye, you are approaching it at what you think is its blind spot. It's got the crosshairs starting to come down. The countdown is starting to go, and you feel the X laser is coming down towards you, the middle of your forehead, kind of, getting in there, and the Y is starting to crawl up towards to go ahead and target you.
Yeah, I'm still trying to run underneath it.
Yeah, and it's keying in on you, and all of a sudden you hear the power up go on the weapon, and then suddenly it's like, Atimus, you have control of the big boy right now.
Yay! Atimus will cause it to kneel down like a camel and say to his friends, "Gentlemen, your chariot awaits. Hop on board."
I'm gonna try to see if I can get myself free first. If I can hear him.
Give yourself a strength check there, please.
Oh,
They
where are
hear,
you?
help!
I'm in the building that just kind of blew up.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
gonna
a little
come and
bit
see if I
pinned
can
under
help
the
you.
rubble.
I'm gonna see if I can help you stay there. Oh, I guess you have to.
Meantime, you see this this large kind of a drone unit kind of converge into the area from coming from straight from the buildings, and it comes into view, and you see it come over towards the one of the houses close by. And it's large kind of disc oblong shape, kind of a contraption, very high tech, and it goes ahead and lands in front of one of the buildings.
What's going on here? As I'm continuously working my way towards Cobb
Yeah,
to see if I can pull him out of the ruckus.
you get into where the building is. You see that there's a couple of beams that are kind of pinning Cobb at the moment, and you can go ahead and do a strength check as well to give him an aid. In the meantime, you see men in white uniforms come out of that flying rig. And yeah, you could easily start popping off the some of the debris, kind of where it's caught him on the armor. And Cobb, you are free.
Thank you.
And yeah, you see a concession of like 6 guys come out in these white uniforms, and they run into that house, which that person that you had called for the medical assistance in, and they've disappeared into there. Meantime, Cobb and Rye come out of the debris.
I'm waiting there to pick him up.
Yeah, well, head to the big boy.
Yeah.
Slowly.
I'm right behind you.
All right,
I'm
yeah.
glad to see you're okay.
So yeah, you approach it. It's in a kneeling state, and yeah, you climb on, and it stays at the kneeling state.
Now tell it to stand up and start heading toward the field.
It elevates, and now it starts heading towards. Starts heading towards the field. Where are
Do
we
a quick
at?
scan. Are there any weapons that I can? Well, obviously the main weapon. Can I activate that and target that myself?
It's got a main weapon. It's also got some sort of repulsors around the sides as well that can be used.
Okay. Can the other guys help me with that to man those side weapons?
Okay, so what you're seeing here is this thing is all organic and biomechanical all together. You're noticing that there is no actual stations on this thing. It basically runs on an autonomous programming inside of it, and you're just accessing and able to hack into it with this gadget that you have in your hand.
Okay, so my plan then is, if any threats present themselves, I will, rather than having it target off-worlders, I will reprogram it to target whatever those threats are and let it use its autonomous systems to attack.
Okay. So, no problem. Go ahead and give an electronics roll to see how well you jury-rig this thing. Okay. So, yeah, so it looks like you're able to, override some of its systems, and you can individually indicate whether or not it's going to be a friend or a foe. So you're able to go ahead and trigger a switch on your screen in order to indicate that. By the looks of it, it's able to scan different targets and present them to you on the screen, and you can indicate whether or not they are friends or foe. And this thing lumbers on through the large buildings and keeps on going past, and you can see that off in the distance, you see kind of getting closer, there's a great big field fence set up, big perimeter kind of fence, and it starts approaching that. It starts crashing through the fence itself, and you can see the field before you is kind of like it's got all kinds of different featured areas where you can see that there's people that are looks like people, get engaged in some sort of a combat with each other. You see grenades going off and all kinds of smoke and debris and everything going around. It looks like every once in a while something goes flying off into the distance, and from the explosions going on, and suddenly you notice a few of these insignificant little individuals down on the ground floor there, turn around and look up, and suddenly they're like pointing at your big giant brain robot, and they're like they start firing weapons off into your general vicinity.
Hostile, 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 hostile.
It starts, lining up. It starts, causing these big clefts into the ground before you, and tearing up the ground. And you see a couple of them go, off in the distance.
I scan
that
the
was a
horizon.
good
Do
one.
I see any towers or larger buildings?
Off, you can see that there's a center area where there's you can see that it has some sort of a landing platform, and you can see on one side of the landing platform, you can see your ship, the Nebuchadnezzar. On the other side, you see another ship, and it's just starting to land, and it looks like the Falcons of Death.
Oh boy.
We shall. Let's see. We're at almost 2 hours now. Yeah. I guess we can conclude this with the next episode, can we?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That's a great cliffhanger right there.
Alrighty. Exciting. Or at least somewhat, anyways. I don't know.
Right?
I have no
I
idea.
feel bad for the I feel bad for the poor guy that we had carted off to the hospital. That guy had a bad night.
Alrighty, guys. That'll. All right. So yeah, that'll conclude it for tonight. I guess we'll have probably one more of these. However, we will probably have to delay this for 1 week. So we're going to end up having to miss next week. We might be able to get something together for a Monday or something. If how's your for Gord? I guess I'll talk to you once we go off stream. We'll see whether or not we can arrange another time for possibly setting up our game with Cypher, and see what we can do with an alternate Monday kind of thing. But in the meantime, I thank everybody for showing up on the chat. Sorry, I don't have the chat up or running. We're just kind of concentrating on the game. Appreciate everybody for enjoying this session as far as it goes, and we'll have some sort of a thing going on next week. So for now, I bid everybody adieu. Anybody want to say goodnight? Do so now.
Everybody, we'll see you
Thanks.
next week, maybe.
And